Pakistani Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar calls on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Issues of mutual interest discussed. Foreign Advisor Tawheed Hussain meets Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. An agreement and 5 memorandums of understanding signed. Stakeholders' dialogue to resolve Rohingya crisis begins in Cox's Bazar. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus will join tomorrow. Witnesses' testimony for 7th day concludes against Sheikh Hasina and 2 others in case of crimes against humanity during July mass uprising. National Consensus Commission meets with experts including Law Advisor and Attorney General to discuss the ways of implementing July National Charter. Hearing on claims and objections on redefining the delimitation of 18 parliamentary constituencies in 6 districts of Kumilla region held. Israeli forces enter deeper into Gaza City, more 64 Palestinians killed in 24 hours. Bangladesh beat Nepal by 3 goals in SAF Under-17 Women's Football Championship. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. This is Faria Dilshad Movethu. Those were the highlights. Now let's move on to the news in details. Pakistan Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar paid a call on Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House, Jamuna today. The 2 leaders discussed strengthening bilateral ties, boosting trade, youth-to-youth exchanges, increased education and cultural exchanges, and revitalizing regional cooperation through SAARC. Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar conveyed greetings from Pakistan's Prime Minister Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif. The Chief Advisor noted while also extending greetings to the Prime Minister and the people of Pakistan. Underscoring opportunities for collaboration and expanding trade ties, Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar remarked, there are many areas where 2 countries can work together. He also praised Professor Yunus's contributions to poverty alleviation and community empowerment, saying Bangladesh is fortunate to have a head of government like Professor Yunus. Inspired Pakistan Foreign Minister to visit Bangladesh in 13 years, shared that efforts were underway to improve connectivity, including shipping and air travels. By October, they hope Fly Jinnah will launch direct flights between the 2 countries. He announced the PIA is also expected to launch direct flights to Dhaka once the airlines is privatized. Both leaders expressed optimism that enhanced trade, deepening cultural exchange and regional cooperation would contribute to a more stable and prosperous South Asia. The meeting was also attended by the Chief Advisor Special Envoy for International Affairs, Lutfi Siddiqui. Bangladesh and Pakistan have signed a visa exemption agreement for holders of official and diplomatic passports, along with 5 memorandums of understanding. The agreement and more were signed following a meeting between Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and Bangladesh's Foreign Affairs Advisor Tawheed Hussain at Hotel Shonarga in Dhaka this morning. The MOUs cover the formation of a joint working group on trade, cultural exchange programs, cooperation between the 2 countries, foreign service academies, collaboration between state news agencies, and cooperation between the Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies and Pakistan's Islamabad Policy Research Institute. Earlier, Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar and Advisor Tawheed Hussain held a one-on-one meeting. This was followed by a delegation-level meeting between Bangladesh and Pakistan. Bangladesh's National Security Advisor Khalilur Rahman, Foreign Secretary Asad Alom Siam, and senior officials from both sides were present. The 2 delegations discussed bilateral and regional cooperation in trade, investment, education, and cultural exchanges. Bangladesh and Pakistan have reiterated their pledges to further strengthen the existing multidimensional and historical bilateral relations on the basis of mutual respect, understanding and cooperation. Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hossain told a press conference at Foreign Service Academy in Dhaka today. The press conference was held following a foreign minister level meeting between Bangladesh and Pakistan in a city hotel. Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hossain and Pakistani's Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister and Senator Mohammad Ishaq Dar led their respective sides. Tawhid Hossain said various issues including unresolved issues of the past, trade and commerce, health, education and sports were discussed in the meeting. During the meeting, the two sides stressed strengthening trade relations and expanding investment as yearly turnover between the countries is below $1 billion, he said. The foreign advisor said Bangladesh sought access to Pakistan markets under South Asian Free Trade Area SAFTA in textiles, energy, medicine industry, agriculture, fisheries and livestock and information technology sectors. Pakistan also talked about exporting energy to Bangladesh, he mentioned. In transport and communication sector, shipping services between Chattogram and Karachi have begun, but the service is not regular. Bangladesh put emphasis on making the service regular, he said. Foreign advisor said in view of flight operations, two airlines have been given initial permit and detailed workout is underway to introduce direct flights between the two countries with a view to boosting trade and commerce as well as tourism and other sectors. The advisor said both sides talked about extending cooperation in the field of higher education, especially providing scholarships to Bangladeshi students. He said both sides agreed on extending cooperation in medical education, medicines, engineering and technology sectors. About atrocities in Gaza, both sides expressed their opinions for stopping the atrocities there and both sides opposed using starvation as a weapon in Gaza. On Rohingya issue, Bangladesh sought Pakistan's cooperation for resolving the crisis through safe return of the Rohingyas to their homeland Myanmar, he said. The visiting Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister and Senator Mohammad Ishaq Dar met former Prime Minister and BNP Chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia at her Gulshan residence here this evening. A Pakistani delegation led by the Deputy Prime Minister met the BNP Chairperson at her Gulshan residence when they inquired about her health, the party's media cell members Shairul Kabir Khan said. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir and Standing Committee member Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hossain were present on the occasion. A three-day international conference titled Stakeholders Dialogue Takeaways to the High-Level Conference on Rohingya Situation began in Cox's Bazar today with the aim of engaging global stakeholders to end solutions to the prolonged Rohingya crisis. The first day's program included a special interactive session with Rohingya representatives on confidence-building measures towards a conducive environment for the repatriation of Rohingyas. High Representative for the Rohingya issue and National Security Advisor of Bangladesh Khalilur Rahman and Foreign Secretary Asad Alum Siam were among attendees in the session where Rohingya representatives from different camps in Bangladesh as well as Rohingya diaspora also joined. The Rohingya diaspora also spoke in the session. This session was earmarked for the Rohingya representatives. UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Myanmar, Thomas H. Andrews, joined the session. Among others, representatives of the resident diplomatic missions, UN agencies, international organizations, media experts, and civil society joined the session. Representatives of major political parties including BNP, Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami, NCP, Islami Andolon Bangladesh, and Gano Uthikar Porishod also joined the session. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus will inaugurate the main session of the conference on Monday. The government has announced the launch of the Teesta master plan with Chinese funding. Once implemented, the project will transform the northern region, bringing joy to the people living along the Teesta. Analysts believe the project will help control floods, prevent river erosion, boost crop production, and also have a positive impact on Bangladesh's geopolitics. During Sheikh Hasina's 15-year authoritarian rule, millions in the north were kept below the poverty line. The main reason was her failure to sign a Teesta water-sharing treaty in order to please India. However, after the 2024 mass uprising, the interim government did not ignore the suffering of Teesta residents. Following the chief advisor's visit to China, work on the project has now begun. Both Bangladesh and China have already agreed to sign a financial agreement for its implementation. Experts at Buek's Institute of Water and Flood Management say the project, with China's cooperation, will also positively influence South Asian geopolitics. The seventh day of testimony has ended at the International Crimes Tribunal in the case against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and two others charged with crimes against humanity committed during the July-August mass uprising. The hearings were conducted at ICT 1 chaired by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtoza Majumdar, with Justice Shafiul Alam Mahmood and Justice Mohitul Haq Inam Choudhury as the other two members of the three-judge panel. The two other accused in this case are former Home Minister Zaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Choudhury Abdullah Al Mamun, who has since turned state witness. As of the latest update, the tribunal heard testimony from Dr. Razibul Islam, a forensic expert from Rangpur Medical College, following testimony from Giyasuddin, an office assistant from the same department. With this, testimony from 18 witnesses has been completed out of a total of 81 listed witnesses. In the past 6 days, the tribunal had recorded statements from 16 witnesses. During a break in the proceedings, Prosecutor Mizanul Islam briefed reporters. Earlier in the morning, former GP Choudhury Abdullah Al Mamun, who turned state witness, was presented before the tribunal. Meanwhile, ICT-1 has set October 26 for the submission of an investigation report in a case filed against Sheikh Hasina, former army officer Ziaul Ahsan, and 11 others over allegations of enforced disappearances and killings in the past 16 years. In a separate development, the same tribunal granted permission to inaugurate in custody 4 accused, including former IGP AKM Shahidul Haq, in the case of the May 5, 2013 Hifazat Islami rally massacre at Motichil Shapta Jottor. Additionally, ICT-1 has ordered the imprisonment of former State Minister for Public Administration Farhad Hossain in connection with a case over abduction and murder in Meherpur. On Saturday morning, both former army officer Ziaul Ahsan and former State Minister Farhad Hossain were produced before the tribunal in relation to separate cases. Ahsan was produced in the enforced disappearance case and Hossain in another murder-related case. 3 newly appointed members of the Bangladesh Public Service Commission, Dr. Muhammad Mohiuddin, Professor Dr. M. Amzad Hossain, and Professor Dr. Muhammad Shahin Choudhury were sworn in. The oath ceremony was held this afternoon at the Judges' Lounge of the Supreme Court in the capital. Chief Justice Dr. Said Rifat Ahmed administered the oath ceremony, while Supreme Court Registrar General Dr. Aziz Ahmed Bhuiya conducted the swearing-in. Bangladesh Public Service Commission Chairman Mubashir Monem, other commission members, the Secretary and Justices of the Appellate Division were present. National Consensus Commission has held meeting with the experts, including law advisor and Attorney General, for discussion to find ways and means to implement July Charter. The meeting was held at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital today. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul and Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzahman were present on the occasion. Besides, retired Supreme Court Justice M. A. Mutin, Justice Moinul Islam Choudhury, Senior Advocate of Bangladesh Supreme Court Dr. Sharif Bhuiya and Barrister Imran Siddiq were present. Vice Chairman of National Consensus Commission Professor Ali Riaz, members Justice Muhammad Enamul Haq, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, Dr. Budul Alam Mujumdar, Safar Raz Hussain and Dr. Muhammad Ayub Mia took part in a meeting on behalf of Consensus Commission. Chief Advisor Special Assistant Munir Haider were also present. The Election Commission EC has started hearings on proposals and objections regarding the redemarcation of parliamentary constituencies. The inaugural session was held on Sunday at Nirbachon Bhavan in Agarga, covering 18 constituencies under the Kumilla region. Hearings were conducted on constituencies including Brahmanbaria 2, 3 and 5, Kumilla 1 to 6, 9, 10 and 11, Noakhali 1 to 4 and 5, Chatpur 2 and 3, Feni 3 and Lokhipur 2 and 3. According to EC officials, a total of 382 recommendations in support of the proposed redemarcation and 429 objections were placed during the session. Chief Election Commissioner CEC AMM Nasiruddin, while inaugurating the hearing, said the Commission has created scope in line with existing laws for stakeholders to place demands and objections concerning constituency boundaries. The hearings will continue till August 27. Graduation from LDC countries is not a challenge, rather it might be a big opportunity for Bangladesh if the country can properly plan and implement. There is possibility to turn Bangladesh into a strong and competitive middle-income earning country within 2032. International Commerce Chamber ICC Bangladesh President Mahbubur Rahman made the remarks at a joint press conference organized in cooperation with various business organizations in the capital. The ICC Bangladesh President also mentioned that smart business diplomacy, use of technology, skill development and construction of modern infrastructure are needed for successful LDC graduation. Bangladesh must be made as a strong brand side by side, increasing competitive skill, he added. Besides, he laid emphasis on reform in financial sector, making easy in doing business, dependent on energy supply, stability of exchange rate and responsible debt management. Now moving on to international news.